So one more thing on this matter, and then we'll do the Fed and a few other things and take your questions. As I've said and written in public before, I met Donald Trump in 2011 in the context of his speaking at CPAC that year, gave the best speech of any politician at CPAC. I went on Morning Joe the next day and I talked about how great a speech he was. And I said something like this: you may not take Donald Trump seriously as a presidential candidate, but you should take his ideas seriously, because he was the best received speaker at CPAC. And he talked about all the things he talked about when he ran in 2015, 2016, China, Washington, stupid people in Washington, et cetera. And I say, there's another joke from my speech, Ethan. Donald Trump in some ways is a very complicated man, but in some ways he's very simple. If you say nice things about him on television, he likes you. And so he called me up and I started a conversation with him, and I didn't meet with him every day, but I got invited to Trump Tower on occasion. And Trump took my taking him seriously very seriously. And so between 2011 and 2016, when the rest of 2015, when the rest of the media started taking him seriously, for those 5 years, I got a decent amount of access to him. Not only because, Trump was available to the press in general, but not only because I asked, like other people did, but because I took him seriously. So in 2015, Don Lemon sent this to me today. I totally had forgotten this. I talked to Trump about Jeffrey Epstein. Didn't remember I did, but I did on camera when I worked at Bloomberg. And at CPAC, Bloomberg set up, like some news organizations do, a booth to interview participants in CPAC. And normally you got to book them like long in advance. We want Jeb Bush to stop by at 3:18. But with Trump, I just saw him walking by and I called him in. And you'll see when we roll the clip, he was there with Michael Cohen. And I asked him about a bunch of stuff, which we'll show you a little bit of. But the reason I asked him about Jeffrey Epstein was because of what happened when he gave his speech with Hannity. Do we have that part? I'm looking to see if we have that part. Yeah. Yes. Here's Trump talking to Sean Hannity at CPAC number 6, please.
Bill Clinton.
Nice guy. Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island with Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of problems.
So there he is invoking the concept that Hillary, who's, at that point was the Democratic frontrunner, could have problems because of Bill Clinton. So here is my exchange with Donald Trump. And again, we talk about some other stuff first, but I think you'll enjoy it. And you'll see a cameo of Michael Cohen, then Donald Trump's political fixer, in the background. Here is me and Donald Trump and Phil Mattingly, now of CNN, at the CPAC event in the Bloomberg booth. Roll number 5, please.
Raise the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem.
What do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool. So
the Clintons are friends,
and he's
of
been
yours,
there
right?
for many times.
The Clintons are friends.
Well, I can't say friends, but I know
You're friendly. You know them.
They play at my clubs a lot. I have clubs, and everybody likes to play at my clubs.
Are you saying there's a political problem for her if she runs for president?
It could be a political problem. Look, he could be a political problem. Right now, he's Teflon, and right now, maybe not. But he could end up being a political problem.
That's one question.
All right, that was the short version. You missed the long version with the Michael Cohen cameo, but we'll play it some other time. So, Ethan, clearly, this is 2015, much on his mind, the political dangers, at least for Bill Clinton, of the Jeffrey Epstein thing. I'm using you as a guinea pig, putting you a bit on the spot. What do you know about Donald Trump's history with Jeffrey Epstein? We've seen the famous photos and some video of them together, but what do you know? Were they friends? Were they close?
What do you know? I would assume not. I've seen the famous photos. I just think that they were famous people who ran in some similar circles and there was some overlap. But if he had something to hide, it'd be very strange for him to be talking so casually and easy breezy back then with you.
Yeah,
if there was really something there.
So that'd be my reaction if Donald Trump were a normal person. And I had the exact same reaction when I saw it. It's like he's treating this like it's like a weapon, and he doesn't live in a glass house. But Donald Trump, you look at Access Hollywood, like he thinks his glass house is impregnable. He thinks glass house is made of shatterproof glass. So he's fine throwing rocks at other people's glass houses on the assumption that it'll never be a problem for him.
Want more great clips like that? I've got an idea. Hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss a clip, and you can always watch our full episodes, join them live, go to twoway.tv.